Yes, people, welcome back to Mission Podcast. This is Kayfabe and out the Royal Rumble review. With me today is DK, Lennie, Carpe, and Umair, who's been out for some time, but he's now back on the scene. And we're going to talk all things Royal Rumble, what happened in all four matches, and the repercussions and the road to WrestleMania. So, boys, first of all, the men's Royal Rumble, your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Put your ones to the sky, acknowledge him. He is the Royal Rumble winner. What are our thoughts on that?
Fucking
Just Reigns winning the
shit.
Rumble.
Most boring decision you could have gone with.
Listen, I don't mind the actual winner. I thought it was either going to be Roman or Braun Breaker, and I wouldn't have minded either. I thought it was the right decision giving Roman the Rumble, and that wasn't actually the worst thing about the whole Rumble. I thought the actual Rumble was structured horribly. One of the worst Rumbles I've watched in recent memory, excluding 2022 because that was just a disaster. It had everything to be a great Royal Rumble, right? You've got one of the best rosters in the whole world, wrestling wise. You got such a good roster, right? And you go into that Royal Rumble saying, okay, we'll maybe have a great final four, maybe some tension there, maybe some stakes there, and there was nothing in the whole match. There wasn't one story that was advanced at all. The one story that was advanced was a story that's already been brewing for 3 or 4 weeks, the Cody Jacob and Drew story. That was the only story. You could argue the Ober and Brock story, but I wouldn't really say that was advanced. That was just both of them, going face to face and Brock Lesnar eliminating Ober. For me, that maybe leads to their match at Mania. Who knows? But again, it was just a really underwhelming Rumble, man. Everything about it. I like the start. I know some people have different thoughts about how they got Braun Breaker out there, but I mean, I'll get onto Braun Breaker later because I've got a lot to say about him. I felt it was the perfect elimination from Braun Breaker. If you don't want him to actually get eliminated from the match, you protect him this way. You have a masked figure who we see bloody every 2 3 shows at this point. You have him take out Braun. People are gonna speculate it's Seth, and maybe he is Seth. Maybe they do later reveal it was actually just Seth Rollins who attacked Braun Breaker, or maybe it's an inside man from Seth, or maybe it's even an inside man from Adam Pearce who he's been feuding for the last few weeks. Either way, it was the perfect way to get Braun Breaker out of the Rumble, in my opinion. I know some people here might have different thoughts about that. It was too weak for Braun Breaker, but it was fine for me. Like, if you don't want him to get eliminated, actually, for someone like a Roman, a Gunther, or but like properly, this is the best way you have him get eliminated. You have him get attacked outside, and Braun Breaker can play this in the storyline during the Rumble season. Like, I got screwed from the Rumble by someone that wasn't even in the match, blah, blah, blah. I was fine with it. I thought it was a really good direction. Started the Rumble of Hot. Then I really liked the Obafemi taking out all the jobbers, Matt Cardona, Rusev. I was a really big fan of that. And I didn't really mind the middle bit where, Javon came out, Trick, Cody. I thought it was all fine. We got the El Grande face off, which we all knew we were going to get 100%. I thought that was fine. And then when Jey Uso came out, the Rumble just went to bits, in my opinion. He comes out, you have Brock Lesnar in the ring at the same time, and whilst the stadium is eating, you have Brock get eliminated by Cody and LA. It just felt weird. I don't know if that was meant to happen. If it wasn't meant to happen, everything about it just felt off. And that's where I really felt the Rumble ju- just went off the rails for me personally. You had the Cody spot, which, listen, it's so funny that the company just don't want Cody to get eliminated clean, that they had to have someone who wasn't in the match to eliminate him. Listen, first, that's the only storyline that was advanced in the match. I'm fine with that. It is what it is. But then you go into the final four, right? You have Logan there, who's got basically no chance of winning. You got Randy there, who, let's be honest, they're not going to put him in a title match right now if it isn't for anyone or Cody. Gunther, which I thought was a great option in the final two, and Roman Reigns, who was literally the only winner in that final four. If you had someone like an Ober there, let's say Braun Breaker there, if he didn't get eliminated quick, or a Jacob there, or a Cody there, I think those are the only 3 4 names that had to be in the final four. I think the selection of the final four was absolutely horrible. Even a Javon there, just give the underdog story, like Javon might do it, he might go all the way, or a Braun who's been one of the favorites to win the Rumble, and even a Jacob who people be saying, if he wins the Rumble, maybe he can insert himself into the Cody and Drew title match. So I just thought the final four was really uninspiring, really lame. Gunther, I was fine with, right? Because Gunther had massive heat after he just retired AJ Styles, right? Like we'll get onto that much, but the whole stadium just went silent the minute he retired AJ Styles. You have him come out last. and you have him beat the final two. You have this mega babyface in Roman Reigns, the biggest star in the company, and then you have Gunther, who everyone just hates, in the final two. You have Roman eliminate him. You give the crowd that big, good feel moment. I thought that was perfect. Gunther being in the final two made absolute sense. But the I was fine with Roman Reigns winning because it was either him or Braun for me. I'd accepted that ages ago. Jacob on my outshot Obafemi. If the company actually had cojones, they would have gone with Obafemi, but they don't, and they're too scared to take any risk. So listen, I was fine with the winner, Roman Reigns. I have no complaints about Roman Reigns winning. I know a lot of people do, but listen, I'm not one of them. Even though I just, I do hope he actually be there to build that match with Punk. I don't want Punk cutting promos for 6, 7 weeks straight. It's gonna get boring real quick. But the match, man, it was such a bad match. Like the 2025 match, I tweeted straight away, it was a much better match than the 2026 match, even though Jay won.
Oh yeah,
Even though
100%.
there was a wrong winner, I thought it was definitely the better match. Just more happened, storylines were actually advanced. And this Rumble just felt so boring. I'd say it was even worse than the 2024 Rumble, which again was really uninspiring. So yeah, man, those are my initial thoughts. I was really, really pissed off after the event because I had high hopes going into this show. Like, we're actually gonna get a good Royal Rumble. There's a lot of talent in this match to, actually have a really good Royal Rumble match. But I mean, it's just the same cycle from 2025 with the PLEs, just boring, uninspiring, predictable, and you just these kind of shows you don't really leave the fans wanting to wait for Monday Night Raw. I mean, I could not care less about Monday Night Raw right now.
Oh yeah.
Danny's pretty much hit the nail on the head with everything. Like I just asked him, "What do you think about Reigns winning?" And he's just given an entire rundown of the entire Rumble. Like it wasn't even waffle. I actually listened to pretty much everything. My camera was off because I got a bit of chocolate underneath the Y on my keyboard, so I was like trying to get it off, and I'm thinking, "Yeah, Danny's saying some good things. Danny's saying some good things there." But yeah, Lenny, what do you think about Reigns winning the Rumble before we actually go into the Rumble itself?
I mean, he was my winner again with Braun and then the outside shout with Jacob. I don't mind the winner. I don't mind the final two, but like Danny said, why is Logan in the final four, man? Like I understand what he can bring, views, whatever, but like let's be real here. Like have Oba in there, have Jacob in there. It's just so boring. It's so predictable because you knew Logan was never going to win. You knew Randy was never going to win. So actually have people in the final four where you're like, damn, I don't know where this is going, but just again, it's the Triple H.
Umair, did you watch this live?
I did not watch this live. Luckily, I got to see Liverpool battle Newcastle, which I wasn't looking forward to be honest. I thought I was going to watch a boring game of football and miss the Rumble. But I ended up winning in that case. Got to watch a good game of football and missed a really shit Rumble. I deleted all my social media, making sure I wasn't getting spoiled. I came home, watched it as if I was watching it live, and I was just disappointed with that entire match. I think that's what made the result worse for me. I didn't want to see Roman Reigns win the Rumble. I think everyone knows this. I think we don't need a guy who held the belt for 4 years to go into the main event of WrestleMania again for the millionth time and probably win the belt and then hold it again. I like to see something new. I want to see something different. I don't want to see, a new star like Braun Breaker. That's who I would have gone with, to be honest. Or even Jacob Fatu. Because we've been building with Jacob Fatu. I mean, been building with Braun. Braun's been begging for that belt from Punk. And Jacob's obviously been after the belt Drew has. So I think, those two are the smart winners. Roman's not been there to build anything with anyone whatsoever. Right? We've seen Roman and Punk do all this last year. Obviously, Seth was involved. But I don't know. I just don't think this is the right decision. It's obviously gonna be popular because Roman's a massive star. Obviously, he's got a lot of fans and people like Roman, and I think it's gonna be a big decision with the casual fans. But I don't know. I want to see these stars in wrestling. I feel like, especially recently, it's over reliant on all the older guys. You got guys like Punk, Seth, Drew, Sami, even Roman. These guys who are at the end of their career. We need to build new stars, and we don't have them. We've got guys, with great talent like Oba, Braun coming through, Trick, Mello. I know Mello's got the US title, but you know what I mean. These guys need to be elevated to another level in order to take over, because the guys now, they're all at the end.
I mean, Roman said it himself, bruv, on the Pat McAfee show. You've had 2 years, bruv, to build stars, and they haven't done so. What does Roman have to do? He has to take matters into his own hands. Listen, I agree it's a boring and safe option, but that doesn't mean it's bad. He's probably the right winner. You know, it being in
Mm,
Saudi, it being in Saudi and everything, Roman was the obvious choice. I mean, we done like we fantasy booked our own thing, and
yeah, I know.
it was way better than what we actually got, man. Fucking hell.
It can't be
I
hard
don't. I don't have
to
a
book better
problem
than
with
that.
Roman winning, but it's just for me, it's the Rumble match itself was absolutely appalling. Like Triple H, he doesn't know how to book a Royal Rumble. I don't know who's producing the Royal Rumble matches of the last few years, but they don't know what they're doing, man. It's terrible. The final four, I'm sorry, Logan Paul, whose dick is he sucking? Fucking three, is that 3, 4 years in a row now? He's been in the final four.
Yeah, he was
3 or
there
I
as well.
4
don't,
He
years,
has been.
yeah.
Bro, it's crazy. It's crazy. And as you said, Dad mentioned it. The final four was just so, oh, you all know Roman's gonna win. It's like, why did they do this? Why did they shoot themselves in the foot? For me, listen, a big complaint has been there was no big surprises, no Jericho, no Seth. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's disappointing. But even without big surprises, you gotta
What
book
do you
this
mean? You
way
got La
better.
Parka?
Oh fuck off! Don't get me started. With 7 fucking luchadors, they're taking an absolute piss. They're taking an absolute piss. But yeah, for me, yeah, I think the final four was such a simple change. You have Roman, Cody, Jacob, and maybe Gunter or Randy as your
Auburn.
final four. Would have been a
Yeah.
100 times better, yeah. And then you actually do the same spot with Drew getting Jacob and Cody
Yeah.
eliminated with Roman winning. Such a simple change that would have made it just a little bit better. Do you know what I mean? These guys don't know what the fuck they're doing, man. It's just, I think the entire PLE itself was just flat. Saudi, fuck me. They got Mania next year. They don't deserve it. I'm sorry.
I didn't think the crowd was
Um,
bad, to be honest.
nah. Not for a big four PLE. Not for me. Sorry.
But
I don't
that
think
match
it's
wasn't that
necessarily
good.
the crowd, it's more so the vibe around it. It just felt very politicized. Like, for example, you
Mm.
can't have, like, it's like Carpe said during or I wasn't really listening, to be honest, my bad. But it's the safe option. The safe option with Roman winning,
Yes.
it felt like you had to do it in Saudi because it's Roman Reigns. If this was held in America, or London or wherever, then you could probably get away with having Jacob Fatu, Bron Breakker winning the Rumble. But because it's in Saudi, they probably thought, yeah, Roman, fair enough. But the big thing for me with Roman winning the Rumble is that it was actually already prophesized, but from Survivor Series, because he looked at Jay and Jimmy in one side of the ring, Cody and Punk in the other, and he chose the belts, and that led him to win the Rumble. So I quite like that arc per se, but I
Mm.
think I would have preferred it to be Roman versus Cody, as opposed to the triple threat that's going on, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. I would have liked Roman Cody 3 now. Get that out of the way because I just don't see it happening. I see it happening now again in the future, but I think this would have been again another perfect time to have the main event.
Really?
Do
You
you
want
know
the
it is?
same
Do you know it
main
is
event
Hazza
though?
though? It's kind of funny because Roman's comments on the Pat McAfee show basically confirmed all these reports saying that Roman and Cody are like beefing behind the scenes. That laid it out for me, like 100%. The plan after Survivor Series was Roman Cody 3, you know, and they've had to pivot now because I don't know, Roman or Cody, one of them has both gone. That doesn't work for me, brother. I'm not putting you over in the third match. So now WWE have got this dilemma, like what do we do to make Roman happy and Cody happy? And
Mm.
this is what we've ended up with because 100% after Survivor Series, Roman Punk was not the plan. Roman and Punk were shaking hands, they were cool with each other. It was Roman and Cody that didn't shake hands. That was 100% the plan. So it's
I
funny,
don't
in
know
it?
about that.
It's funny how
I
they.
think Roman's just working us. I'll be real. I think they're just trying to work us in kayfabe. I
I,
think
I,
everything's fine. They're just trying to, this is why Roman Reigns
Nah.
won the Rumble because there's politics backstage and it adds to the tension of it, innit?
I don't know. There might be a kayfabe element to it, but I think some of it is just Roman's frustrations. Because look, Roman last year he put over Bronson Reed. I think it was the Crown Jewel show, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
After
In
that,
Australia.
yeah, the Australian show, I think it was Crown Jewel. After that show, Bronson Reed is basically playing third fiddle to the Vision. He's behind Logan and he's behind Braun. So Roman puts this guy over, right? Your biggest star takes a clean pin to Bronson Reed. And what does the company do with Bronson Reed? What does Triple H do with Bronson Reed? They play
Tag
him third
reps.
fiddle. They play him third fiddle to the Vision. Bronson Reed pin Roman Reigns. And the next thing you do is, yes, let's put Logan ahead of him. Braun was obviously going to be ahead of him. But you actually give this makes guy a big deal. Maybe when John Cena won the IC title, maybe have Bronson Reed beat him for the IC title. That would have been perfect. You add more gold to the Vision, and then maybe have Theory and Logan win the tag titles. You make the Vision feel like a big deal. But right now, after Seth's injury, it just feels like the Division are coasting until Seth's come back, and then they can, get their plans, started. And yeah, the Division have been a big failure. Let's all be honest. Let's call spade a spade.
Yeah.
They've been horrific. And listen,
Mm.
you guys were saying maybe Roman and Cody was the original plan. In my opinion, Roman's been penciled in to win the Royal Rumble for a long time, right?
Yeah,
So
no, I agree.
Seth won the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam, right? Roman was going to win the Rumble. They were going to have Roman win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania against Seth in the main event of night two. The night after, or even at the same night, Braun Breaker would have turned on Seth, and that's your program for the summer. Braun v Seth makes sense. That's the perfect feud you after Evolution type of split, and then you build Braun Breaker up. He beats Seth, and then he beats Roman for the title. Let's say at SummerSlam, right? But because Rollins got injured, they had Braun turn on him. This company is too scared to take risks that the perfect thing for the company would have done to crown Braun Breaker right there. You crown Braun Breaker right there. You have him beat Punk on the first episode of 2026 on Raw. You have him hold the belt maybe until Mania, even after Mania. You have Seth cost him the belt, or you do Seth v Braun for the World Heavyweight Championship, right? That's perfect. That's what I would have done. That's the perfect way to keep Braun's momentum high. But this company is just too scared to take risks. So they were like, nah, this company have probably said, okay, they've got a timeline in their head. We're going to crown Braun Breaker at SummerSlam 2026, right? We're not going to turn away from our plan. That's when we intend to crown Braun Breaker, and that's when we'll crown Braun Breaker, right? So they mean like, okay, Seth's injured now, we can't get screwed. We've pivoted, we've turned Braun Breaker against Seth, but now what do we do for the next few months? We've got nothing to do until Seth comes back. The perfect thing would have been to crown Braun Breaker at that time, but instead
Yeah.
this company has their own timeline in their head. Nah, we'll crown him there. They're too scared to take risks, too scared to
Yeah,
pivot.
do you
And
know? But
it's
Dan,
kind of
sorry to
annoying.
interrupt you, but Braun Breaker. Shall I be real? I don't think the company 100% trusts him yet because he's still a bit green on the mic, and even in the ring he botches quite a lot as well. I love Braun Breaker, but let's be honest. I don't think him the Punk. I don't think that sells Mania. Do you know what I mean? As a main event, I don't think it does. I
Yeah, of
think
No,
course.
Roman Punk
for
I
a
don't
casual
is
think
the
Braun v I don't think Braun v Punk was the match that was gonna happen anyways. I think the company knew that okay, we'll crown Braun Breaker at SummerSlam, and we're not going to turn away from that. Like you said, maybe he's not ready now, but maybe our program with Seth Rollins, the first big program he would have had, maybe would have made him ready to take that next big jump, right? Like every like up and coming star needs that big program to make them a proper main eventer. We can all agree with that, right? They need a star to put them over. It's just wrestling
Of
101
course.
is always what's happening in wrestling, right? And this company were thinking we can't let school now because Seth's injured because we've turned we turned Braun against Seth and we've got nothing to do for him. We'll put him in a title match against Punk on Raw, and then after that we just wait for Seth to return. Once Seth does return, we'll run that program for Mania. And it's just a classic case of this company being scared to pull that trigger to crown Braun Breaker because they've got this timeline saying we'll crown him when we want to crown him, and it's kind of boring and lame.
Do you know? Let's talk about that. Can we talk about the Braun Breaker opening?
Yeah,
Whatever the fuck
let's
that
talk
was.
about it.
I
I
hundred
think
percent. I hated that. I
same.
hated it. It
I
was so
disagree. I
Spot
bad.
don't like
on.
it.
It was
I
so
think it was
bad.
stupid. So
It was
dumb.
silly, man. It was silly. I'm
I
sorry.
think
I don't
Punk got
know,
one
man. I don't know.
idea
That's
as
probably
I
well.
one of the.
disagree. Yeah, I liked it.
I disagree. I
Me
I
quite
too.
like
actually
it.
liked it too.
I saw it and I thought,
Nah,
what the
it was
hell is
dumb.
going on? I'd rather him go through the entire Rumble and get eliminated by someone like Roman or Cody
No,
or
no, no.
someone like that.
No, 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 no.
Do you know what it
You
You
is?
know what it is?
can't.
I disagree with that because I think this
Yeah.
actually does more for him. Because imagine he goes through the trials and tribulations of a Rumble, gets eliminated, and then everyone's like, "Oh, imagine if he should have won the Rumble. He should have been
Yeah, but
facing
like, what if he had
Punk."
an Iron Man showing? It shows
It doesn't
him
matter.
That,
It
he
doesn't
can
matter about him
hang at
having
that
Iron Man
level.
that's
shown or
not.
not.
Oh man,
It's you gotta go.
that's a babyface thing, and he's a heel.
No,
This
because
way
look
it
at
can
Gunther
play,
a few years ago.
but
Before Gunther won
No,
the
but
belt, he
no,
had
but
that great Iron Man
no,
showing in the Rumble.
but this way they can play into the storyline of Braun actually getting screwed. That's perfect for
no,
him.
but Danny
Yeah,
does.
but I
You know
think it's
why it
just
doesn't make sense?
stupid.
It doesn't. You just said he's not a babyface. Then why the fuck are we trying to sympathize for him? All the
Exactly.
authorities
That's
No
screwing
another
him.
one's trying
reason.
to
He's
sympathize
meant
with
to
him.
be
But
a
actually,
heel.
like,
No, but
I'm
he's
not
meant to be
Yeah,
a
but why are you
sympathizing.
heel.
screwing a
He,
heel?
I'm saying he can use it in storyline while saying, "Listen, I didn't actually lose the Rumble. I got screwed by someone outside." that could fuel him. That could actually get him more angrier. That's not the fans sympathizing with him, right? That's just him getting screwed. That's what happened. Instead of him going through the whole rumble and then getting eliminated, that's kind of a babyface thing if he came number one away all the way, right? And get eliminated.
Nah,
by
I would have even had
Nah.
him gone all the way. I think you could have done the exact same thing with the Mask Man, causing him to get eliminated. But you should have given him a little bit of time in the Rumble at least. Like,
I wanted to
thought
see
that
him and Oba
it
have
made
that
him
match.
look.
You know what it is. You know what it is. Guys, you say this and like you're like, no surprises, no nothing. This is probably the only like excitable talked about thing that you can
Yeah.
say in the Rumble that was like,
Yeah,
well,
but we
actually,
had the
that made
same
me
thing
stand up and
happen
get my
a
seat.
month ago.
It doesn't
with a
matter if
masked
it
man.
happened a month ago. It
It's not
doesn't
really
matter
excitable
because
and
it's the Royal.
surprising.
Listen, it's the Royal Rumble, right? No one expected. Listen, tell me right now. You tell me right now. This is the thing that you expected.
No,
Everyone
of
knew
course
that
it
Bron
wasn't.
Break exactly. Listen, it wasn't. I know you guys don't think it's fantastic. I think it's great because it builds something up, because that actually does more for Bron than him staying in a match where you know he's going to stay in for so long anyway. He's going to eliminate a few people, etc. And what it does is it gave Obafemi a big platform as well. Imagine if Obafemi started wrestling with him and then eliminated a few jobbers here and then. It's back to Bron Breakker. It doesn't give Obafemi any sort of credibility. Your first biggest move with Obafemi is to eliminate Bron Breakker. That is massive. That does so much for Obafemi, number one. And number two, it does a lot to push this storyline that Paul Heyman and Bron Breakker are going to drive through. So I think it was a great thing. I understand why people don't like it, but it's there for a purpose. There's something they're going to pivot off here. But knowing WWE, it's probably going to be Jake Paul.
If it
I'm
was
going to
Jake
tell you
Paul, I
right
am
now,
fucking
this
done
does
with
more.
this company.
This does more for Obafemi than anything else could have. Imagine Obafemi or Bron Breakker were just resting in the ring, right? Obafemi
I think that is
eliminating
more
all
though.
the jobbers and then having that face-to-face with Brock and then get eliminated is a much better storyline. Like, fair enough, if you like didn't like this Bron Breakker spot, do have him enter number one then. Have him enter near the end of the Rumble. If you have him enter number one, listen, it was really creative and I think it paid off personally. I know people are 50-50 about it. Some people
Can't
don't
say
like it.
that.
Some people don't. I personally think it's going to play into Monday Night Raw where Braun's actually more angrier. Like, if Braun just lost clean, just got eliminated clean, who would have cared? Be like, okay, you lost the Rumble. Who cares?
Yeah, but I
Yeah, there's
don't get
three
where we
big
go with
things.
Braun now. I don't get
No,
where
but
we go with
listen,
Braun now.
listen, guys. There's three big things from this Rumble, right? Reigns winning, Drew, Cody, Jacob, Bron Breakker getting eliminated. That's basically the three
Yeah, but
biggest things.
what's the plan with Braun is what
It's
I want
Seth
to know,
Braun
because we're
Mania. That's
building.
definitely the plan. I said
Yeah,
it
but
on
is
the
Seth even
preview.
going to be fit for
He
Mania?
is. He's definitely going to be fit. I guarantee you. Seth v Braun. I said in the preview, right? If Seth was back, Braun would not win the Rumble because Braun v Seth was
Yeah.
always going to be a non-title match. It was 100% going to be a non-title match. If Seth did return, Roman would win the Rumble and Roman would face Punk and do Seth v Braun. I 100% think that if Seth wasn't fit, they wouldn't have done this spot. Let's all be serious right now. Would they have done this spot if Seth wasn't fit? No,
No
because they
chance.
know Seth is going to be fit by Mania, and they'll maybe Seth returns that Chamber or a random Raw and costs Braun another match. Maybe he comes in the Chamber when there's a title match in the Chamber and costs Braun there. I definitely think, and that's probably why I think it's a better decision than some of you, because some of you guys might be saying Seth might not be fit, but I think they won't do this storyline if Seth wasn't fit. That's what I think.
I
They
agree.
did it, and I think it paid off.
I just don't see the vision, mind the pun, but it's just
You don't see the vision. No
it's
one
pretty
sees the vision,
stupid.
bro. It's a shit ass group. It's like
Exactly.
Should I tell
like
you
the
one
Judgment
another
Day.
thing that I hated? You know what else I hated?
Yeah.
This one I get, yeah, but why the fuck, yeah, are you putting Gunter at number 30? If you're gonna put Gunter at 30, yeah, have some balls and make him win the Rumble, make him win
Exactly.
the damn thing.
I agree with you.
Why
I
the fuck
agree
would
with
you
you
put
right
him in
there.
another to be in? He's like carrying an injury going into the match. I just hated it. I was like, oh, what is the point of this? What are we doing?
Imagine Gunther
Oh.
retiring AJ Styles and winning the Rumble
And
in the
then
same
winning,
night.
exactly, it would have made him
That's
fucking
so
mega
sick.
heat, mega heat.
Exactly.
Oh,
You're building a
so-
monster there.
Fair
And I
enough,
think
Roman
Drew
winning.
versus
Don't put
Gunther would
Gunter
have
at
been an
30.
insane match at Mania. I know it's heel versus heel, but I just feel like that would just go insane.
So
No, I
who
would
would you
have
guys
probably
put
gone.
at 30 then? If there was no Jericho, no Rollins, who would you guys put?
You
30?
would have put Randy at 30, and then you would have put some random person, somewhere down the line. You would
And
have
would that have
reshifted.
changed anything
Finn
at all?
Balor.
No. Balor was never going to be in the Rumble. But putting anyone else at 30,
Exactly.
I don't think it would have changed.
That's another
any-
thing I want to talk about.
I don't think it would have
Hey,
changed.
Wait,
Finn
wait,
Balor
wait,
not in
wait.
the Rumble.
Gun down. What were you saying, Danny?
I think it actually generates Gunther more heat coming at 30. Like, not go away heat. Like, people are actually mad at Gunther for retiring AJ Styles. I was fuming with him the moment he retired AJ Styles. He comes out at 30. You have this mega heel and mega babyface in the ring for the last two. You have the mega babyface take out the mega heel and the crowd go home happy. I don't know what else you're going to do with Gunther here.
But you know what it is now? I'm worried about Gunther. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I get the whole retiring gimmick thing. Yeah, it's good, but it can get to a point. Yeah, if they're not careful, it's gonna be so
Mm.
forced, and people are gonna be sick of it, and then they're gonna actually hate Gunther for the wrong, not for the it's heel heat. Nowadays you say
Yeah.
it's heel heat, mate. If they bro, if they do this at Mania, I'm pulling up to WWE headquarters. If they somehow have Gunther retire Randy at Mania, oh my god, I'm
No.
pissed.
I don't think you know what it is.
He's got a
Carpe.
contract until 2028. Randy ain't returning anytime soon.
I don't
It's
think
not even
Randy's
about a
retiring.
contract either. They faced each other so many times. So
I
I don't
wouldn't do
think
that
Oh
for
my
Mania.
God.
Anyway. I wouldn't do that for
But do you
Mania.
know?
I
Do
don't
you know?
know.
Okay,
Really
look,
good for
listen.
Mania, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. So listen, he's retired Cena and Styles within a month of each other. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
for me, that's overkill. That's
Yeah.
overkill.
you said
He's
see
How?
things.
he's
How?
killed
I don't
two
think it's
legends.
overkill, especially when AJ Styles' contract was ending. What better way could you have gone AJ Styles to retire if you
No,
guys?
I think it was a good retirement for AJ. I'm just worried about what you do with Gunther now, because you have a guy this strong. He's retired Cena. He's retired Styles in the space of a month. He retired Goldberg a couple months ago. He's held the belt
Exactly.
twice.
You need to one up it. You need to
Yeah.
one up it,
Where
and
do you go from here? Like, how do you improve this at Mania if it's not the title?
exactly. I don't know, man. We'll see.
Mm.
And
I think the only logical step from here is surely winning the belt. That's just how I feel
If
about it.
I don't think he can win the belt right now. If he wins the belt, he has to hold it for like a year. I know one wants that.
See,
I
here's the
want
thing.
that.
I've got a really rogue idea, right? So you saw him limping out of the Rumble. He got eliminated. Why not just take some time off for injury? Just be like, he's
But
out.
you're gonna have the guy who beat Styles and Cena miss Mania.
He won't miss Mania. I think he'll be back
nah,
for
you
Mania.
can't do that. You can't do that.
Nah, I suppose, yeah.
The only thing I can think of is maybe Gunter retires Jericho at Mania. That's the only thing I can think of right
Jericho's
now for
resigned.
him.
Jericho is
Jericho's
so
resigned.
bad though.
I don't know. I
Like,
don't know what you do for with Gunther for Mania. I mean, that was a
That's
problem.
yeah.
That was a problem we were saying when they announced AJ and Gunther for the Rumble. Like, where do you go with Gunther for Mania? It's kind of a tough one
Mm.
because you can't have him in the title scene. Because if he wins the title, I mean, he has to win the
He has
title
to win
and
it.
he has to hold it for a long time. And I mean, he just held the RC title for a long time and the World Heavyweight Championship for like 6, 7 months. No one wants another Gunther reign right now. I mean, I don't. So I mean, you look at the stars, and everyone else is basically occupied. You got Ober Brock, Braun Seth, Cody, Jacob, Drew,
But Randy's
Braun
literally the
Strowman,
only
and you
option.
can't give him, you can't
Yeah.
give Gunther Randy. I don't know, man. It's a tough one, but I think in the next few weeks we'll probably see where his main direction is.
I mean, I
I
suppose
know.
what doesn't help is that he kind of got booked into WWE kind of got booked into a corner because of AJ Styles' contract. Personally, if they wanted to give AJ Styles a proper send off, they could have done it at Saturday Night Main Event. He could have had AJ versus
Exactly.
Shinsuke. Could have had AJ. He could have either had Gunther versus AJ or Gunther versus Shinsuke at the Saturday Night Main Event, which was a week ago, by the way. Then you could have
Mm.
had Gunther enter the Royal Rumble fresh, and he would have generated loads of heat. Coming into the event, by the way, because he would have come on the Monday, said, "I made AJ Styles pass out. Now I'm going to win the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to face
Yeah.
CM Punk." That's
By
perfect.
the
That's what they should have done.
I think they should
Can-
have taken 2.5 weeks booking AJ Styles' retirement. and
Exactly,
building
that's
to
what
it.
I don't get. Surely the company knew if AJ must have told them well in advance, yeah, listen, at the end of the contract, I'm done. Come on, man. For 2 weeks ago,
Build to
you're
it.
trying to they forced the retirement tour in 2 weeks. Like what?
Fair enough,
It's
man.
fucking
AJ Styles saw what
ridiculous.
happened with John Cena and said, "No, I'm out the door straight away, man."
Yeah, exactly.
Fair play.
At least we finally got AJ versus Punk, and like, I know it's happening in Ring of Honor, but we finally got it like on the big stage.
I'm sorry, man. I get AJ wanted to maybe just wants to go maybe try something new or something, but him retiring Saudi just felt so it was so flat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
so
that match
shit.
was a great match, by the way. It was a
Yeah,
quality
it
wrestling
was.
match.
It was.
It was so good. And obviously, these two guys, they're both all timers in ring. But AJ Styles is obviously one of the greatest of all time, and Gunther he's getting up there certainly.
That's the problem.
And
That AJ Styles retiring
was
doesn't
so
even
good.
feel it doesn't even feel like a big deal. It's just because we're not even talking
Exactly.
about AJ. It's not. We're not even
I mean, we
talking about
technically
it.
are. We might as well talk about the
Now
AJ
we
Styles.
are,
Yeah.
yeah. But the
Yeah.
big talking point has been Rumble.
I just think he's
I'm-
too good to retire right now as well. Like, he still puts on amazing
to me-
matches. It's not like Cena, where you could tell, he's lost a step in the ring. Styles hasn't lost a step. He's still at that
Yeah, I
very,
know,
very
but
high
to be
level.
fair, I get it. You want to retire like
Yeah, at
whilst,
the peak of his
whilst you're
powers,
good
yeah.
in
Yeah,
it.
he
whilst
said
you're at
that
your
he didn't
best.
want to retire basically when he was washed, pretty much. Even though he's probably got
Yeah.
a
He
lot
didn't want
left in the
people saying
tank.
AJ
But
Styles used to
that
be that
makes your
guy.
retirement look good, though. I think you know what it is. I think Jamie Carragher, funny enough, he said it really well. He said you want people to retire thinking that you're at your best rather than at your worst.
Leave the football before
Yeah.
it leaves you.
I don't even. By the way, I don't even think. I think Cena had a lot more left in the tank as well. He was really good. I think in his retirement tour, in
I
terms of the
think
match.
Cena's recent
I
years,
think he
though.
just gave it his all though. Like I don't think he could
Yeah.
have kept that
Yeah.
level up for
True.
a longer time.
You say that though, but he wrestled pretty much. He wrestled the most PLEs out of every wrestler, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
But that's what I mean though. I think he put everything into that.
Yeah.
I think those last
But
whatever how long were he locked in, but
what's it called? The whole ages. I was really confused though about the time because when he didn't take he was about to take the gloves off, then he kept them on. I thought, yeah, okay, he's not retiring. I was gassed. I was like, yes. But now apparently he is. I don't know, man. I really don't know.
I
Something
think he's going to
about it,
AEW. I'll be real.
about something
I
about
think
the
he's
whole
going to have a couple matches
situation.
there.
It screams WWE unreal. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. It just feels weird. It's really booky. It's
I
just
hope
I
not.
don't.
strange.
I just
I
don't
really hope
see
not.
a universe where AJ Styles comes back and wrestles for WWE, largely because
Yeah.
of the fact that they seem so permanent on it. It's AJ Styles has retired. They've done it a massive sports kind of like release as well for it,
Mm.
and it just makes me think that it's over for him now. And I've kind of made my peace with it. It's a massive shame because the last title that he won is with Dragon Lee, and now Dragon Lee's part of the Seven Luchadores that Carpe don't like. So you know.
Also, the contrast between how Cena retired and how AJ retired was
Mm.
phenomenal. Cena retired because he knew it was time to give up. The way AJ Styles went out in the submission, he was not ready to let go. He was not ready to let go of wrestling, and I really like that because the whole story with Cena was like, okay, we know Cena's gonna retire here, and when he came to that Gunther match, Cena basically knew, okay, yeah, it's my time to give up. Let's call it a
Yeah.
day here. But with AJ Styles, the fight and the agony he had in that submission against Gunther was so good. That was one of the best babyface AJ Styles performances I've probably ever seen, and it actually had me at the edge of my seat wanting AJ to win. And then when Gunther actually won, I think we were all gutted. And bro, you could even the Saudi crowd are really good for this because you could hear it in the whole stadium. It was utter silence. It was like the streak ended. It was so good. And like you guys said,
Mm.
I just wish they made a bigger deal because if this was actually, let's say, a main event of even like a chamber show or any B level pay per
Any
view, even
PLE,
in any PLE main event, it would have been so much better. But that's my only gripe of the whole match. I thought, listen, if AJ wants to retire here, he wants to retire here, right? He maybe said, I don't want to retire when I'm half washed or anything. Because let's be honest, we've seen it in the last few weeks with that Shinsuke match, two Gunther matches, the Punk match. And this guy can still go for 2, 3, 4 years if he wanted to really. But he retired at the top of his game. And listen, obviously we all gutted because we still want to see AJ Styles retire.
Wrestle.
Wrestle basically until the end of the year because that's what we thought we were getting with this retirement tour. But listen, he retired at the top of his game against Gunther, who is just one of the best shields in the business, and he gave it his all. So listen, I'm happy with how the match went and how he
Yeah.
retired. But again, in the middle of the card, second match of a Saudi card, I don't know. That part will always anger me.
Do you know what it is? I
Yeah,
really
I get
hope.
that.
I really hope it's just a case of he's done with WWE. I actually want to see him wrestle elsewhere. Not gonna
Same.
lie.
I think him
deserves
not
to.
taking his gloves off leaves that door open. I feel
Yeah.
like Tony
Same.
Khan's going to lob him a massive paycheck. He's going to end up in AEW. He's going to have a year or two there where he goes insane. I seen something. I was watching Wrestle Talk earlier and the little Royal Rumble review. And Ollie Davis was saying he's won the major belt in every big promotion: New Japan, TNA, Ring of Honor. He's won the NWA Championship. He's won it everywhere. And there's one more major promotion he's not won it in, and that's AEW. So
That's a major promotion in AEW. Yeah,
Listen. By the way, that's a testament to just how great AJ Styles is.
Exactly.
Because if you think,
He's done
look
it
how many guys
everywhere.
have come. Look how many guys have come from like TNA or like New Japan to WWE and they've flopped. Yeah, AJ Styles broke that curse. Like he's like, even Vince McMahon saw the value in this guy. Within 6 months of AJ's WWE run, he made him champion. Like he like even Vince McMahon rated him. That's a big testament. Just how damn good AJ Styles was.
The
He's the
company
Shawn Michaels of this era.
The company signed him when he was 38. Imagine they signed him 5-10 years prior, bro. Just imagine
Exactly.
that.
Mad, innit?
Imagine they
30.
got him at the end of that TNA run instead of him having the Bullet Club run.
And going, yeah, New Japan. Imagine signing in 2020 and he had like 15 years with the Fed. It would have been.
But to
would have been
to
But
be
the thing
honest,
is,
I
I
think
really love that Bullet Club run, so I'm
yeah,
glad
I
it
think
didn't
he
happen as
came.
well.
I think he came to WWE at the right time. To be honest, I think
Mm.
Nate, if you went straight off TNA, it probably wouldn't have worked as well.
He's gave this promotion so many amazing memories, man. That SmackDown run, the house AJ Styles build, beat up John Cena, that amazing trilogy with John Cena. He's just so many great moments he's had, and yeah, man. I don't think any of us are ready to call it a day with AJ Styles. I mean, I've
No,
not come to terms with it right now, but listen, we're one of the greatest to ever do it without doubt.
For
exactly.
sure.
But
He's in
it's
my
Where,
personal top 5 favorite wrestlers ever. He's
yeah,
just
sick.
unbelievable.
where do you guys think he ranks in terms of
You
this?
know, it's weird though, Hazza, because if you let's look at his 10 years in WWE. Yeah, the first half I'd say amazing, and then the second half it's a bit
Would you
He's
say the
mediocre.
lost in
first
the mid
half was
card, innit?
phenomenal?
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, man.
I don't know. I'm really angry at how WWE. It's not just AJ Styles, it's Randy Orton as well. The way they've used these two guys in the last 5 years, I've not been a fan of.
I suppose it's kind of like it's this veteran style, isn't it? It's like, okay, we know these guys are here, we can use them however they want, and we can just put them back in the world title scene. It's kind of like
Yeah,
they're a luxury for them as opposed to a superstar. Like for example, you wouldn't use they wouldn't use Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, kind of as these like luxury superstars. They know that they have to be in the main event, nowhere else. But with AJ, they had him with Omos. They've had Randy tag with that
Riddle.
Matt Riddle.
yeah. No, not Matt Riddle. That was actually one of my favorite. That was actually like a
I quite
low,
like
that
RK
was,
Bro.
that was really that was a really cool tag run, by the way. RK Bro before Riddle, but Riddle messed up. I mean, the recent SummerSlam match
A
they
jelly
had
roll.
Oh,
with
Jelly
bro,
Roll.
you tag it the Apex Predator, Legend Killer, tag him with someone called Jelly Roll. Yeah, this shows that the company has
Do you
like
know? Do you know
they see these legends as luxuries rather than legends.
I think you know what it is. They use the way they use Randy Orton. They kind of use him like as an ambassador of some
Yeah,
sort. It's really weird.
Titus
it's
O'Neil
because
role
he's
now, isn't it?
massive and everyone knows Randy Orton. So anything that has to do like
Yeah,
mainstream
but
moments, they'll
but the
stick Randy
sad
in
thing
there
is
because they're not going
Randy.
to use Cena and Roman. They're the other two
Yeah,
like
but
mainstream guys,
Randy
you'd
is
say.
too good. Randy is
Oh,
too good to just
100%.
be used like this, man.
And the
100% he
thing
is.
is, right, they can take the piss because they know Randy ain't going to any other company.
Exactly.
If they
They
did
know
this to
Randy's
like
a big
someone like a
You
gun, I
know,
don't know, someone
yeah.
else, like they have the opportunity of leaving.
I
But
think they're lucky because a guy like Randy Orton and AJ Styles, they're not the most egocentric guys, in it. They're kind of like satisfied with their careers
not
and their
anymore.
lives. They're just, what
Yeah.
do you mean?
Well, Randy.
He,
Yeah,
Obviously,
back in the day,
there was a
listen,
he used to
time.
be, yeah, he used to be.
Yeah, there
back in
was
the
a
day.
time. Yeah.
He's mellowed
I
out.
mean
He's
now they're
definitely
not.
they're
Oh
definitely
yeah,
They're
yeah, he's fine
yeah.
now.
He's
Listen,
matured in it. He's got
they're
a
just
family.
loving life. They're
He was a
chilling and
thug,
He's
man.
settled down. He's a family man now,
Randy,
Randy.
bro. Randy was shitting in Divas bags and shit, bro. He was a menace back in the
Bro was
That's
day.
ripping off
my
fucking
goat.
toilets and cubicles and
Ripping off
fucking
No,
urinals off the
Japan
wall.
and shit.
but yeah,
What
it's
a lad.
weird. I mean, AJ Styles, like, it's sad. We should be making a bigger deal of it, but I don't know.
100%.
We will, don't worry. We'll do a video on.
I think it's just more so the fact that he would before we move on to the next match. I think the fact that he retired mid card, Royal Rumble,
Mm.
Saudi.
By the
Match
way,
of the night, though, by the way.
we need
Match
to
of the
come
night,
back to
by
the
the way.
men's rumble by the end of the video. There's still some more shit we need to
No,
say
no,
about
no.
that.
Of course, absolutely. We're going to move swiftly and quickly. We're just going to get through this Drew versus Sami match. I thought this was an absolute
Lame.
horrid. Like this is a stinker, and I
Really?
don't usually say this about
Yeah.
Drew versus Sami. I wasn't moved pretty much throughout the entire match. The only thing I
Oh,
liked was the ending. This is where like Michael Cole's commentary is like a broken clock. It worked twice. So once it worked during that, when he said, "Oh, Sammy's got the heart," and then Drew McIntyre just actually slams him with the claymore.
I quite like the match. I don't know.
I
Because
didn't.
I didn't watch
Do you know
this with
what?
like any input from social media. I've not even seen reactions to this, to be honest. I've only really seen reactions to AJ versus Gunther and the Rumble match. But I don't know, when I was watching it, I thought, I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a decent. Like, I didn't
do you
think it was
know,
like the most amazing match ever, but I thought it was just a solid match in the middle of the card. Good
maybe
title defense for
maybe
Drew.
maybe fans are sick of it because we've seen it 13 fucking times now. It's been the exact same match every
Oh
You
yeah,
time.
just
100%.
know what's
I
gonna
don't
Yeah.
think
happen,
I don't
man.
think it's even the issue of them having that many matches. I just felt like it was placed horribly on the card. It was followed after AJ just retiring. The whole crowd was
But
deflated, and they just
it's
didn't
four. It's
get
four. It's
more in.
only 4 matches in it, so that's
Yeah,
more
but
than
still, AJ
WWE for
Styles
you.
retiring, everyone you could see they were all deflated, and no one really cared about this. They haven't really built this up really well. I mean, just Sami just won fail forward Hazza and I main event to
Who
build
But
last
to
week?
the event.
Last week.
Yeah,
you know
I
exactly.
what
think it's
though? I'm a bit
because if
worried.
Sami was
I'm
in
a,
the Rumble, oh, sorry, I think if Sami was
no,
in
no,
the
go for it.
Rumble and didn't win it, the Saudi crowd might have turned on it. That's what they were thinking, so they put him in the title match.
Maybe, possibly,
See,
yeah.
I
Maybe
don't,
this is just
guys.
speculation.
I might be the only one here, yeah. But low key, yeah, I'm starting to hear it. I don't think I'm interested in Sami Zayn main eventing Mania next year.
I'm so bored, man. I'm so bored of Sammy. I'm so
I'm
bored,
bored.
man.
I'm bored.
Oh,
I
I
hate to
missed the
say it.
underdog every
I think
single
it's just the
week.
booking,
It's
innit? It's the
like,
He's
way
not.
they booked him.
I don't think he's actually wrestles as an underdog anymore, though. I don't know if you, Alan, you must have watched the Ilya match on SmackDown when they were
Mm.
qualified for Sana main
yeah.
event. He was actually wrestling as not the underdog. Ilya was the underdog. Sami was actually wrestling with some lots of intensity, and that's what I've wanted for Sami Zayn for a long time. And listen, we said it last week. It's gonna be hard to get to next year's Mania and drag it until he actually wins the title there, which I'm praying they pull the trigger there. But it's gonna be hard to see what he does for a year. I mean, maybe he does side
Mm.
missions, who knows? But I get why people are saying they're tired of Sami Zayn because he's losing every time. He's not winning the big one. Drew McIntyre is what 13 and 0, 12 and 0, whatever it is. It's of course. Listen, people are gonna get tired of it. And I don't mind it. But
Hear
they've
me out.
got the
Sorry, go
company
on.
have
You explain the point.
the company are treading on this thin line where if they push it down our throats more and put Sami Zayn in more title matches, maybe fans do actually get tired of him. But if they preserve it well and they actually have him in a few good storylines, see, and the Trick Williams is a great storyline for Sami Zayn, right? You have the veteran against the new guy who thinks he's arrogant. Perfect storyline. Do that for Mania. I'll be fine with that. Afterwards,
Mm.
though, until next year, maybe have him win the Royal Rumble next year and then have him win the
Nah.
big one next year. I wouldn't personally mind that.
See now, hear me out. Right, Danny, you spoke about that the angle should have been Seth versus Roman. For Sami Zayn, genuinely hear me out on this. I reckon this year it would have been Sami versus Seth because they set it up from last year. If you guys remember,
Mm.
Yeah.
Seth versus Sami, that would have been the Mania match because Sami would have won the Rumble at Saudi and everyone would have been gassed about it. It would have been a massive underdog story. You would have had the Vision kind of going after Sami having to beat them in a gauntlet match or whatever after Paul Heyman kind of like, takes away Sami Zayn's Rumble rights or something, like some crazy Vince shit that would have worked. And then you even get like Triple H or someone coming out saying Sami's always been a B tier player, like Kofi Kingston and these man, and that's why he's never won the world title. And then he comes out and he beats Seth and he basically tears down the Vision. After the match, Bron Breakker spears Seth or something like that. And that I really believe should have been the angle that they took. But because of what's happened with Roman and Cody, I reckon that's thrown an entire spanner into the works because, as you guys say, it's so difficult now to keep you so interested in Sami Zayn. This was the year. This should have been the cycle that Sami Zayn would have been crowned as world champion. This is the only time I would have seen it work because look at how much investment and time you've put into him, like him winning the US title, holding the Open Challenge. Like now, no one's interested in him, and it's a real shame because I love Sami Zayn. It would be so cool to have a Muslim world champion. But you even have to put. I have to put religion to aside. Four of us guys here are Muslim. We're gonna get Lennie. We're gonna get Lennie to the mosque soon. But
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. But but ideally, we want to see Sami Zayn win a world title. And I think this was the cycle they should have done it at because this would have been the perfect ending point where you would have had Seth versus Sami, and you have the match. Sami takes down the Vision, whole year cycle. What do you guys think of that? Because I think that should have been the
I
best.
think, right, I love an underdog babyface, but when you have an underdog babyface who's been an underdog for about 10 years and he's done fuck all with it, it gets very stale and
Ah,
very boring. I love Bryan Danielson or Daniel Bryan. I love Kofi Kingston. I loved Cody's run to Roman beating him. I love that arc, of the underdog babyface beating the ultimate heel and beating all the odds to become world champion at WrestleMania. It's so good when it's done right. But when you're having a guy who's just been the underdog, but then he's won a belt and then he's lost it and he's won the US title and the IC title. He had his moment at WrestleMania 39. Was it 39 for the tag
Yeah,
belts with
9.
Kevin Owens, but he's never had his single moment at WrestleMania. And he's come close, but he's been coming close for the past, 5, 6 years. And I really love Sami Zayn. I think he's a very good wrestler. I love him on the mic. I think he's great in the ring. But I just think he needs a bit of a shake up with his character. Um, and they need to maybe step away from this underdogness, at least for the time being. If you're gonna come around and do it again next Mania, then maybe do it again next Mania, but around that time where you can build him to be whoever's world champion in a year.
hit.
It's a long way away, and you can
Listen,
build him for
hit.
that. But I don't know.
Shall I be real, guys? I don't
Mm,
think I've been that interested in Sammy since the match with Roman and then the Mania 39. Since then, I've just haven't
agreed.
really cared about it. So,
Yeah.
so I think the ship, personally, I think the ship has sailed with the whole underdog Sammy finally getting his moment thing. This is my suggestion for next year's Mania. Fuck it, Sammy will win. Sammy is going to go into Mania as the champion, and you have KO win the Rumble or whatever, and you do Sammy KO with the roles flipped, Sammy the heel and KO the babyface. I think that personally,
Ooh,
I could be more interested in that than seeing underdog Sammy trying to beat the odds and blah blah. I'm sick of it. I'm sorry, I'm sick of it. Let
I'm
Sami
sick of
Zayn
it too.
turn heel. Let Sami Zayn turn heel.
Yeah, but
I'm
I
telling
don't
you,
think
he
he's
needs
that
it.
good as a heel. We've seen him as a heel before,
I
and
think, yeah, I think a heel's a really easy cop out for someone to just shake their character. I
mm,
think he can shake his character without having to turn full heel. Just like I said, the Ilya match a few weeks ago, he was wrestling that not as an underdog with real intensity.
mm,
You just do that more. You don't have him cut these underdog promos anymore. You have him cut actually, I want to win the
I'm
world
gonna do
title
it.
anymore. And Hazza was right. They were actually building to Seth v Sami. But I don't know if you guys watched Unreal. On that board for Unreal, for SummerSlam, they had Seth v Sami. So maybe Seth was going to win the title earlier and they were going to do Sami v Seth and Sami would lose first time and then win the Mania after. And I don't know if plans have
Mm,
changed or whatever has happened. That SummerSlam could have been Sami's Cody 39 moment and then he could have got his Cody 40 moment at the next Mania, Mania next year. Who knows? And it seems like plans have changed. And now they're just playing circles with Sami Zayn. They gave him this match with Drew because it was at Saudi, and Umair is probably right. They don't want him going into the Rumble and then getting eliminated again, and the fans just booing the hell out of that. And then maybe I don't know. My main problem is it's not that his character. What do they do with Sami Zayn for the next year to keep fans
mm.
invested until he finally wins the title at Saudi Mania? Because that's the best time he's going to win the title with a proper storyline against I don't know who is going to be. Maybe someone like a Obafemi, a proper heel. Uh, you know,
I don't think
a
Obafemi's
Roman
world
Reigns,
champion by this
a
time
Roman
next
Reigns
year.
as
Maybe
character,
Roman.
like a final boss kind of character, right? Like someone who's
Mm.
going to be
But
all over
do,
come
do you know it
against.
is Danny though? If he carries on with this cat, nobody's gonna. No, he's gonna get go away heat. People, he's not gonna win the rumble. They'll change plans.
People
Yeah,
The
get
Bro, he got
thing
The
is,
mocked by
reaction.
Trick.
You say this. Everyone, listen. You say this, but people are gonna get behind Sami Zayn once he goes up against someone like a heel Cody, for example. I reckon a heel
Ooh,
Cody face
Cody's
Sami.
not.
Give
Cody's
me
not
that.
turning heel, man.
I
Cody's
know,
not
I
turning.
know,
I
I
reckon
know.
he
Listen,
is.
I know. I'm just saying you need someone of that caliber to make you, or even you can't beat Gunther again because that's just like
Do you know? Do
that's
you know,
that's
Scott?
already
If this company, I swear to God, if this company, I have a feeling I know what the main event's going to be. It's going to be Gunther as the champion, Sammy winning the Rumble, Gunther v Sammy. Oh, bro,
They
I do
built
not want to
already
see
a
that at
Mania.
Wrestling.
Surely that's not
That's the
enough.
thing,
Bro,
innit?
they
But
shame.
I
that's
They
why
like both
shameless to do
guys,
it
but I don't
again.
want to see that.
Listen, Carpe,
Listen,
I get what you're saying that okay, you might feel fatigued by Sami Zayn, but if I remember correctly, everyone had the same fatigue after Cody lost to Roman at 39. No one wanted to wait the
nah.
entire year. No one, I'm telling you
I
right now,
didn't.
at that time, no one wanted to wait the entire year
Mm.
for Cody to finally get his moment. And the company built it well. And when Cody got his moment, it felt better than 39.
Yeah, but
Because
Cody, but Cody,
But
Bloodline,
Cody was
Cody,
bloodline
building for like
fatigue
Cody,
2
still affects me to
years.
this day.
Cody is. I'm sorry, yeah. Cody is on a different stratosphere to Sami Zayn. I'm sorry, like people might hate him. I
Also,
think
he
I'm
was
being
only
harsh.
building for like 2 years. It feels like Sammy's been building for like 6 years, man.
Yeah.
I agree.
six, six
I
seasons
feel
too
Listen,
like
much. I
Sammy's
think
been in this
listen.
2023
loop
is the
since
first time we felt
since he left the bloodline. I
serious.
think that was me personally, I wanted Sami to win the Rumble the year, he was in the bloodline. I thought Sami versus Roman at Mania would have been insane and Sami winning it then. But obviously they went with Cody and
Yeah.
Sami had the match at the Chamber. But I wanted that match at Mania personally. I thought that was his best, moment to have his underdog babyface moment. But obviously the company went with Cody. It worked out fine, whatever. But I feel like since then, obviously he had his moment with KO. But then, you've been building and building and building and building, but it's not hit.
You know what it is? I just don't think that things have gone right for him in that sense, though, because KO had that massive neck injury that threw things that ruined pretty much everything, which is unfortunate because KO would have faced Randy, and who knows how things pan out. I think Sami's been a victim of, number one, bad booking. I don't think there's anything that he does particularly wrong. I think he does his job very, very well to the highest standard. He wrestles a good match pretty much, 9 times out of he wrestles a good match 8 out of 10 consistently throughout the board. Obviously, aside from the Saudi match, I didn't think that was great. He's that's carrying Cross though. He carried Cross.
Yeah.
But he always cuts a good promo. I think it's just he's a victim of bad circumstances because, like Danny said, I didn't know this by the way because I didn't watch Unreal. I don't like watching those kind of programs. It throws me off a bit. But the fact that the match was Sami versus Seth at SummerSlam to then lead to that WrestleMania moment, him winning the Rumble in Saudi would have been perfect. It's like he's a victim of bad circumstances, and I feel like that's the case here because he wouldn't have been thrown into this. I guarantee you, it wouldn't have been Drew versus Sami at the Royal Rumble if it wasn't held in Saudi. No chance in hell was that going to be the case.
Yeah, definitely not.
Listen, Sami, the only option for me for Sami main event next year, him and KO is him and KO for the title. That's the only interesting sort of scenario I can see.
Listen, if you give me heel Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn on there, I don't think it happens, but I would like that to be the case. I also think that what Sami could what Sami could just be part of a tag team or something. Like he could tag with Ilya Dragunov or something. I don't bloody know. Just keep him occupied until that point. If that's the direction you want to go down, but ultimately the way that it's panning out, he's just been a victim of horrible circumstances. And I really hope that he wins that world title because everyone will be getting behind him, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Should we move on then to the women's Rumble?
Or before we do that, Drew McIntyre, Cody, Jacob, because that's the angle that's going to be taken down now. Because obviously Drew's still the champion now. What are we thinking now? How is that build going to happen? Because obviously Cody can't.
Elimination Chamber.
Listen, I'm bored of Drew v. Cody because they've been feuding since August. So Jacob Fatu was absolutely the right call to take the spot and make it a triple threat. Because if they did Drew v. Cody again, oh my days, that would have been so deflating. So Chamber, maybe have one of them in the Chamber and the other inserts himself into the match.
Yeah.
I don't know who, maybe Cody, and shows more of heelish tactics and he inserts himself.
Yeah,
but
I think Cody uses the "I lost the belt, but I never got a rematch" thing to get back into it.
He can't because it's in the
Yeah, but
contract.
he'll find a way.
Do you know what they do?
Magic.
Cody wins the title at the Chamber, and then Drew uses his rematch clause. No, it doesn't make sense. That's what I'm saying. This is why I think Jacob Fatu should have won the Rumble, because he could have made more sense of it. But I don't know. I honestly have no clue.
Carpe, I've told you 100 times. I'm not a massive fan of someone winning the Rumble and then them not having a one-on-one match for the title.
Yeah, I know, but it's one of them.
These guys will figure it out because I think it's going to be Punk having to wrestle at the Chamber anyway, and then I think what they could do is what they did with I don't know if you guys remember Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns at Fastlane.
Yeah,
2015 referee. Yeah, was the guest referee, and then you have Jacob versus Drew. Cody's the guest referee. Something messes up for Jacob, and Cody screws him of the match, and then the GM's just like, yeah, you know what, you three have been taking the piss. We're going to make it a triple threat. That's the way I think it would go, because you got to have Punk wrestle in Chicago.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think Cody has valid complaints. He got screwed by Jacob in the 3 stages of hell, and he got eliminated by someone who wasn't even in the Rumble. So that's Cody saying there, I deserve a title shot, and the company will find a way to get Jacob Fatu into that. And I think, yeah, that's I know it's not the most inspiring WrestleMania main event, but Jacob there definitely, appeals more to me than Andrew,
Yeah,
pretty much.
there'll be some.
This is kind of peak on Jacob, yeah. But Loki, what I'd prefer for the direction for me, they didn't really set it up. But you see, when Cody hit Randy with the Cody Carter,
Mm.
I would have loved, yeah, if they had Randy just fucking bug out and like punt Cody and maybe get him eliminate Cody like that, or cost Cody
Ah,
eliminate. Then you set up Randy Cody non-title match at Mania, yeah, to get Cody out of the title picture, and then they could have. I think Roman wins and Roman drew. That's what I wanted, but
Yeah, but
it kind
I
of leaves
know.
Jacob. It kind of leaves Jacob out of it, but I don't know, man.
I think this Rumble has left a lot of loose ends and people wondering what the hell are they going to do with this person and that person, how they're going to build to this and that they've been building to pre-Rumble, because the Rumble winner doesn't make align with current storylines, I guess.
yeah, I mean, there are a few directions which are obvious. Roman Punk, I think, is going to happen.
Yeah.
Over Brock, Braun Seth, and the three-way for the title, which leaves Gunther with no direction right now, and Randy Orton and Sami
Bro,
Zayn. So
it's
Randy
gonna be
Sammy.
Gunter. It's gonna be Gunter Randy. I'm telling you now.
the company is not
If
It's gonna be
Randy
desperate.
Orton is
Gunther versus
retiring,
Bronson Reed.
I wouldn't
Do,
mind that,
do you
you know.
think
I
Gunter
feel like
runs an
that would be
open
a good
challenge or
match.
not?
And Jericho answers, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who's going to answer,
I don't want to
but
see that. I'll be real. I don't want to see Jericho wrestle in 2026. I've watched his entire AEW run, and since 2021 or 2, he's just been really shit to watch.
Yeah, I
He was
mean,
good for
Nah,
a
but
year.
let's cover the women's rumble then we'll go back to the men's rumble.
Brie mode. I popped
yeah,
like
man.
crazy for Brie.
Again,
I'll be
would
real.
you
I
guys
got a
say this
Brian
was
Danielson.
better than the men's?
It
Oh,
It was,
was,
easily.
yeah. I got Brian Danielson references in this one. I didn't get that in the men's.
bro. Shout out to the women. They've been better than the men in the last 3-4 years, bro.
Bro, I've been
Especially the
saying,
rumble.
you know what it is? I've been saying this, right? The women are
They're
not
in the
getting
company,
their
man.
flowers. They're getting booked way better than the men, but but that's largely because of the fact that they can do it better. Like, I don't know what it is. They're doing it better. Like, the wrestling seems a bit cleaner. The stars that they're building up, you can kind of pivot in every direction. Like, you're gonna potentially have a 5 women tag team title match in a ladder match, and you're still going to have, a good two solid women title matches in possibly Jade versus Bianca, and then a Judgment Day triple threat. Like, that is how good the women's scene is at the moment. And the final, and by the way, my MVP from the Royal Rumble by far is Sol Ruka.
Ruka.
She's
She
so good,
was
bro.
Incredible, man.
unbelievable. Oh my god! Can I just say though, in kayfabe, why are you trying the Soul Snatcher like literally outside of the
Hey, chill,
ring?
chill, chill,
It's
chill,
stupid,
chill,
has
chill, chill,
but
chill,
that's
chill,
her
chill, chill.
inexperience coming into play, right? Her
Yeah,
first
I know, I know,
Rumble,
I know.
so
I'm just thinking, brother, it was so funny. You know, what it is? I saw a tweet on that. It was so funny to me, but I was just thinking, this is what the men's Rumble could have been. Javon Evans in there. You think, oh my god, this guy could
I thought
potentially
Javon had
do
a
it.
good showing, to be fair.
No, of course. But what I'm talking about, Umair, is the booking. Like, Sol Ruka had absolutely no right to be in that final 3 or final 4. Yet she was.
Guys, can I just say, Soul Ruka, she can snatch my soul any day. I'm in love, bro. She's
Agreed.
fucking
Okay, well,
amazing.
Let
Keep
me
all this
go
in.
back and say my stuff. So
She's the
we
best I've
had,
seen, man.
yeah, so Sol Ruka had no right to be in that final 4 with Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, and Tiffany Stratton. 2 former world champions. Raquel should be a world champion come Monday Night Raw, and she managed to be in the ring with those 3 superstars. I know Raquel got eliminated very quickly by Liv Morgan, but she hung in there. She was really good, and I was almost disappointed that she didn't win. Not gonna lie, but Liv Morgan got her Bailey moment, which I was pretty pleased for her, particularly because she
Yeah.
has deserved it.
I think Chelsea Green should have won the Rumble.
Oh yeah, I love her. She's a star.
Listen,
She's
one of the
fast.
biggest
quality.
one of the biggest problems with this Rumble was the crowd didn't care for 90% of the women. That was quite literally the biggest
It's
problem.
Saudi, innit?
Exactly, they didn't care about them, and the theme songs didn't help. The biggest pop was definitely Rhea Ripley, and Becky Lynch's elimination. What the hell are they thinking happened?
Jesus
Natalia
Christ,
eliminator.
man.
AJ Lee not being in the
I
Rumble was
respect
also
Natty.
weird, but listen, maybe AJ Lee didn't want to travel to Saudi for her own reasons. I don't care about that.
Because
But at
she's
least
pro LGBT, I think, and she didn't want to go to
have
Saudi.
Becky Lynch get eliminated by someone like a Sol Ruka. One of these Last Legend would be perfect. I thought she had a fantastic
Natalia
showing.
is part of the
this
Hart
match.
Dynasty. I think you should show some respect.
No one cares about Natalia in 2026.
No, it's Natty. It's Natty.
But
It's
It's
Natty.
Natty now,
the
yeah.
Loki legend, whatever she
My
called
bad.
herself. But yeah, I thought Liv Morgan was the raw winner. I mean, I would have definitely gone for Liv Morgan. Rhea Ripley didn't need the Rumble. Io Sky didn't need the Rumble. Bianca Belair wasn't returned, so that would be another option. But
Yeah.
they went with Leah.
Maybe Tiffy, but
Hazza said they could run that Judgment Day triple threat. I would demand that, but it depends how they build to that. If Stephanie Vacay is still champ, maybe they do Liv Morgan beat Stephanie Vacay and then the Judgment Day implode after Mania. Either way, I'm fine with it. But yeah, man, the Rumble was definitely better than the men's. The ending sequence, Sol Ruka, Last Legend, all of them, they had a really good showing. Tiffany Stratton even returned, and I think she had a really good showing. So yeah, I think the women showed up and the men's disappointed.
yep.
Oh,
Anything else to add?
should go back to let's go back
I'm
to
a
the
little,
men's.
Let's go back to the men's, yeah.
I
I've just
just
got
want to
some things I
say
wanna
that
say.
opening segment between Charlotte and Alexa confused the absolute daylights out of me. Like, what was that all about?
I think it made sense,
so
right?
confused.
Because
It-
they
it-
both
I was so
it made
confused.
sense to me because they both can just take out the rest of the women, work together, and then they both can hash it out at the end. I think it made perfect sense in Kayfabe.
It was kind
Yeah.
of, it was so dumb, but like it actually worked for the
Yeah.
characters of
It
them
wasn't
being
stupid, yeah.
besties, but like not really being besties at the same time.
Yeah, but like they literally said, "Oh, we're best friends, we're tag team partners." But tomorrow in the Rumble, it's every woman for herself. And then 1 and 2, and they're just like flirting with each other in the ring. I was just like, "This is a long ass 90 seconds." And then, by the way, Kiana James was really
She had a
good.
good
Man.
showing too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't,
wow.
I
She
didn't
was really
expect
good.
her to be this good.
Moved.
She looked good too.
Moved.
But
Thing
yeah,
is,
she was great.
she's Julia Sadlaki on SmackDown, so you don't really get to see her wrestle that often, but she is really good.
Do you
I
know
think
what
she
it is
should
about
get
the
pushed.
women's rumble? The most exciting thing for me for Mania now is the Bella Twins winning the tag
Oh.
titles at Mania. I can't wait.
They probably
It's
will.
gonna be
Yeah.
I hope they do.
It's gonna be box office.
I will be
Yeah,
there.
let's see if Nikki can climb a ladder before she falls off, bro. Like, I'm
Right,
not.
Nikki Bella is the greatest woman of all time.
Listen, she's not
Just
she's not
don't
even
let
the
Nikki
best
Bella
Bella.
do drop
But
kicks off the top rope.
do you
man.
know what? Nikki Bella, shout out, she's still on the 12 at Saudi. Like, respect.
She's getting heavy fined, man.
Respect.
She's getting a hefty fan in the morning, man.
Bruv,
No man.
on it, Brie Bella
I know
coming back,
MBS
by the
was
way, that being
enjoying
that
it.
surprised, bruv, I was like, I popped, I can't lie. I saw Brie Bella come back. I was like, what? Like, that was so
I can't
sick.
like the crowd popped as well, which is funny because Saudi.
But we got
Yeah, they were
yes
doing the
chants
yes,
and
man.
They
They were
everything.
going
loved her.
crazy.
They loved Bella, yeah.
Yeah,
Like Brian
we
Danielson
got the
was
yes chance. Then Michael Cole, the Pundini, he was like, oh, those are the famous it kicks. Like, no, that is literally Corey Graves' line. That was Corey Graves' line to be like, you're meant to be like, those are the yes kicks made famous by Daniel Bryan, and then you would have had Wade Barrett to be like, hang on, that's the it kicks made famous by the Miz. Like, you know, they missed on that moment because they're too scared to mention any of the superstar man.
Oh,
But
by the way, yeah, what the fuck is the Miz doing in the Rumble in 2026 and at number 23 as well? That is oh my god.
Oh yeah.
He ruined the Oba and the Brock.
You
Why was
literally
Matt
only have the
Cardona
Miz in
in
the
there?
Rumble if Melo's in there, but he wasn't in there. So what's the point? What so he could get so he can break the record in a couple of years for being in the most Rumbles?
It
Like
was so bizarrely booked, man. Also, yeah, this is a
Yeah.
major point.
There was so many guys that should have been in it. I thought Rey Mysterio had a really bad showing, by the way. I think he was eliminated far too quickly.
yeah, but that's
That
to get
kinda
over
annoyed me.
Femi over. Like, he should have been
Yeah,
another
but come on,
luchador.
man.
He
He should have been one of the
Level.
7 luchadors.
Rey Mysterio
Why this-
is that guy.
Listen,
Right, he's
Obafemi, yeah, he had a good run in the Rumble. Don't get me wrong, but there's things that really irk me. Like, why didn't you just have him break the record? He could have broken the most eliminations
He
record.
got 5 on
because
tag
he-
with the
that's
Roman.
Brock.
or
innit?
Bro, he got
or
5
why-
elims in the first 2 minutes and then didn't
then
get a
after that,
single
he
one for
got
the next
on-
like 20.
It was
Yeah,
dumb.
and
It was dumb. And then they have Brock eliminate him. Fair enough. Okay, you can set up the Mania match like that. But then, oh my god, this literally infuriated me. Jay Uso's doing his fucking run it back, and in the meantime, Brock gets eliminated just casually. Like what?
Pissed me off so much.
this was so bad, and Jey
I didn't
Uso,
even know he got eliminated until a minute later.
Jey Uso won the Rumble last year, exact day, right? And a year later, he has become the biggest joke in the entire company. The company have totally gave up on Jey Uso. They do not care about this guy as a singles act anymore. I don't know what it was, because 2 months ago it was looking like they were building to Jey Uso turning heel and having this darker side, but the company was like, nah, he's failed. Because let's be honest, this whole run for Jey Uso, even though me and Hazza were really optimistic about it after he won the Royal Rumble last year, has been a total failure. They've said
Accurate.
It
we
should
not
have been
putting
Jimmy. Should have been Jimmy.
they're saying we're not putting Jey
Nah.
Uso in the main event scene ever again, because it's been an absolute horror show, and I don't blame the company because he hasn't delivered. I'm sorry,
But
Carpe, I know you're gonna make the excuse of him turning heel, but what has he done? What has he done? He can't wrestle a good match. Let's be honest. He's
nah.
he's a really good tag guy, and if he's put in there with the right guys, like we've seen this year with guys like the Gun, the second match, the Seth match, the Punk match was awful. But it feels like to me the company have been like, okay, we gave Jey Uso this proper singles run, like an actual main event run with the title, and he's totally failed. He didn't swim with the big guys, and they put him back in the tag scene, and now he's become an absolute joke. He tried to run it back with Roman, and best moment of the whole match, Roman just slapping his face and then
That
eliminating
was so
him a
stupid.
minute out.
I
It was
don't get it. I don't get that. Because
I don't get
why?
it
You know,
either.
Roman done that. Yeah, fair enough. Why the fuck? Jay's first thing he goes and helps Roman. Like what?
yeah, they
Oh,
did the
yeah,
one
it's
two
a
back.
proper
tweets
cunt,
after,
He's
innit?
gone back
like
playing second fiddle. It makes no sense. He's like, nah, I'm on my own now, main event. But as soon as Roman's there, I'm gonna play second fiddle to Roman again.
they
Yeah,
compared
Blood
Jeff
thicker,
Jeff
blood
Uso.
thicker than water, etc., etc.
But you
Exactly.
know
I
it
compared
is
thought
like
with
you
the
could have
Jay.
at
It's
least a
weird.
Jay versus Jimmy spot in there as well.
It's a
Jimmy
strange.
versus
It's a
in the Rumble.
strange one. It's a strange one though, because Jay, you can say it's a failure, but with the crowd fucking love him, bro. The guy's got emotion. Saudi was going crazy for him. But yeah, I've been disappointed. I mean, Danny, we were talking about it a few months ago. They were like pushing like a darker version of Jay, and I was really liking it. I was like, yes, we're gonna get a payoff here. But then they're just like, nah, fuck it. Ugh.
Gonna have 4 letters, one word.
The only way,
He-
listen, the only way you can salvage Jay now is to have him turn heel on Jimmy at Mania. They lose the tag titles,
No one will care
whatever.
about that anymore, though. That's my problem. No one cares about Jay
Mm.
as a singles guy. No one can take him seriously. They did that last year, and it totally failed. And I don't think the company are gonna go back. They're just gonna have him. Listen, a great tag wrestler, a unreal tag wrestler. Him and Jimmy are gonna just wrestle tags for the rest of their life. I don't see them either of them being. That sounded harsh, but it's the truth. I just don't see
It
any
is
of
the
them
truth.
being a singles act anymore. The company went for it
Mm.
last year. Triple H put a rocket on his back, and it totally failed. And I don't think Triple H is going to take that risk again. Listen, you have some guys who you give them the next step and they flourish. We've seen it with. I mean, it's too early to say with Trick Williams. He's doing so good right now. He's hanging with the big dogs, right? Jey Uso. I know it was a year long, not even a year long. I'd say it was 6 months until he was teaming with Jimmy again, and the company were like, "Yeah, this has totally failed. Let's just put him back in the tag division." And I mean, listen, even me, I was high on Jey Uso last year. Me and Hazza were saying here after the Rumble, we're
I
like,
wasn't
okay,
so high. I was just
let's give this,
expecting that they would do something decent. I'm not
let
high on him. I just want to put that out
let
there right now.
I
let's
was
give
right.
this
I
a
said it was
chance.
shit, and it was
And
shit.
you got, let's see what happens. And he's just totally failed as a wrestler. And even his promos are getting boring now, the eating stuff. And Carpe said he's high with the crowd. I get that. That's the only reason they put him in these kind of moments, to actually get the crowd hype. They are not going to take him serious as a main eventer or a star who can actually wrestle. They're going to put him here for these hype moments to get the crowd, high, and then eventually just get him out of there. I mean, yeah, I'm tired of Jey Uso right now, I'll be honest with you.
He should be the world champ on main event, man. We ain't trying to see Jey Uso anymore.
Exactly.
I just want to see
One
Jimmy
other
Uso
thing
get his
there.
solo title, and then I'm happy.
They
When
tried to
it comes
compare him
to
to
the
Jeff Hardy,
Usos,
man. Disgrace.
oh, that really pissed me
That
off. By
was
the
a
way,
disgrace.
when they mentioned the Usos and the Hardys as well, the Hardys are clear of the Usos. Matt and Jeff are miles better than either of them as singles
My boy was
competitors and
smoking
as
crack
wrestlers.
every weekend and still cooking every week, man.
Exactly. Better at
Fuck
every
off,
single
man.
thing. But another thing with the Usos
Disgrace.
I'm not
is I
giving
don't know
up
why
on
they
him
use Jey Uso's
completely.
theme song to come out, and that really pisses me off. When they come out, it's just me Us, but it's not just you Us.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you know it is though.
I
You can
don't
say
think
that, but the entrance is it pops the crowd in it. They're not gonna
Yeah,
get
but
rid
you
of
can
that.
just use the Usos theme song. It's pretty much the same song.
No,
Nah, you can't do that,
It-
man.
You
The
can't use it's
crowd.
just me Us and then come out with the guy who's basically a Jimmy Uso diss track.
I don't think people care about it. They're just gassed to see the entrance.
He
And the
pisses me off.
yeeting.
I don't know. I think he's stupid.
But
listen,
listen,
listen. You man telling me you were not eating when you get into the stadium. Anyway,
Oh
Carpe.
no, I'm
exactly.
definitely
Nah.
eating. But like
Listen,
when I'm
I'm
at
not
home,
gonna
I don't
give
like
up.
it.
I'm not gonna give up on Jey Uso. I don't think he's he's not a main eventer 100%, but I think he still has it in him to be a solid
Mid card Jey
mid
Uso, innit?
carder. Yeah, yeah. But
Miller versus
listen,
Jay. No, I'll take that.
you lot are all gonna be, you lot are all sleeping on this Jey Uso heel turn. We're gonna get it, and he's gonna
With the
cook.
AC on, yeah, I am. With the AC on, man. With the
The
AC
company have
on.
give up on you. The company have totally give up on you. It's not happening. I'm telling you.
Thing is, even if it does, it will get stirred really fast. Because what? How many matches are there for a heel Jey Uso?
Face
Roman.
Jimmy, but we saw what
Roman.
happened after.
Yeah, face Jimmy,
Super kick
Roman, that he'll
central.
lose again to what? He's gonna fight Solo. Like, come
I
on.
love Solo, man. They give Solo a push this year, hopefully.
Also,
I've been
one
pushing
funny
for a
point
Solo
is
scope for
Roman
years.
saying Roman said he's gave this company 2 years to build new stores, right? Jey Uso quite literally one of the guys from his family who started over and is totally failed. So Roman,
That's
listen,
my
just
family
relax,
tree.
relax.
Do you know what the Samoans remind me of? They really should remind me of Pakistanis. Like they get their family members in to like high places, blah blah blah. It's literally
Yeah.
exactly the same. But
Yeah, they get their
Yeah.
family to high places, and then they realize, oh, these dungas, man, they can't even
Shout out the
do anything
MFTs,
right.
man. I love the MFTs so much.
I mean,
Great faction.
the tag gold across both brands is held by quote unquote Samoans.
can
Yeah,
we go back
but the
to
MFTs are actually fun.
Yeah,
shall
MFTs are
we
great.
before
I'm
we
sure they
wrap
are,
up?
man.
Shall we talk about how we think they're gonna the direction is for Mania now? Like the big. Let's talk about the big matches.
Bro, let me start off with that actually, yeah, because I was saying at the beginning of the year when Drew McIntyre won, I was really excited. I was thinking WWE can't really fumble this now. There's so many different directions they
It
can go in,
can.
you know, but it can. They've
fucking
managed.
can.
They've managed.
They
They've
will.
managed. They've managed to somehow mess it up when they've had everything given to them on a plate. Right, and it's like they're just really ungrateful for the fact that they made one excellent booking decision. Drew took the title off Cody, and it managed to set up an entire endless possibilities. You know, you could have had Cody go after Punk, right? Have that match, have Jacob have a match against Drew, and then ultimately Drew versus Roman Reigns, because that would have been the ideal direction I would have gone in, particularly with the Rumble. But then they could have had so many different directions. They couldn't even they might not even have Roman win the Rumble. But what has happened now? I'm so disappointed because there's nothing really I can say is going to happen next. I can't tell
But
you.
Hazza, you know what's mad? After let's say after Drew won the title, we were all saying, "Oh, this looks like a new WWE. They're finally gonna, go in a new direction." And now after the Royal Rumble, I have absolutely zero excitement for WrestleMania. I think it's gonna be dead.
You know what it is? I've got zero
Oh, same.
confidence. I've got zero confidence, right, for this WrestleMania on the basis that I expected. You know what it is? I expected too much, right, and I think that's my fault. I expected way too much,
I
and what
disagree.
happened now is that
I feel like the expectations for this Mania were quite
no,
low
Carpe.
in general.
I speak more about the world title scene. Like I
Oh
expected a
yeah,
lot
Really?
because there was so much that they could have pivoted off, and they've managed to somehow fumble it in a way. I don't even think Hedy would have fumbled it. Like Hedy would have had Brock versus Drew McIntyre or Alberto the Real comeback, and that still would have been better than what's been happening right now. And I'm being dead ass. Like
Yeah.
Do you know what's
there's
mad?
no way that they've messed this up. It's so annoying.
But it's a funny one because Cody, Drew, Jacob, you can if they start main events right, you can give them credit. Say, oh look, that's a completely new direction they've gone in. They've got Drew
I
and
like it. I
Jacob,
like
and
it. I
I
actually really
like
like
it.
it. Yeah.
But at the same time, there's something about it just screams Saturday night main event.
You know what? You know what screams Saturday night
It's
main event? I think it's because we're not used to seeing multi-man matches anymore. We're all, and
Mm.
I'll bring this more towards like the mid 2000s and the early 2010s, where every random Monday night or on a B tier pay per view would have a triple threat, would have a fatal four way, would have a 6-man match or a scramble match for the title.
yeah.
Um, You'd have an elimination chamber match on a random pay per view, and it made it
Bring back
so
All
that
Star
multi-man
6-man
matches.
tags.
Yeah, facts. And it made it feel as though Carpe that multi-man matches were worth having. Now because everything
Mm.
has to be one-on-one, solo, one man versus the other, it just has that really mediocre sort of feel. And Carpe, you make a good point about it feeling like a Saturday night main event. Remember Gunther, Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre for the world title?
Damien
Like
Priest.
that literally, or Damian Priest even, yeah, like that happened,
Yeah.
and you just think, fucking hell, this doesn't belong here. And for me, it's a
Good
completely
match.
new direction. I love it. I absolutely love the direction they've gone with. I really hope that Jacob Fatu or Drew McIntyre walk out of Romania with the title. Um, because both of them really deserve it. And Cody's actually doing some really good
Yeah.
stuff in this feud as well, to be fair. But it's like you say, they could have gone a completely different direction, and I would have preferred that. Like, Drew McIntyre, Bloodline Hunter era, The Rock comes back in corporate champion.
Yep,
That
yep,
sets it up so
yep.
much better. But yeah, I
That's
think
what I
I'm just
hope.
really disappointed because Punk versus Roman. It's like Christian said in the chat. Christian said that you just need to have two big superstars going head to head. That's fine, I understand, but they could have pivoted in a completely different direction that would have made sense for people who have been watching this product week in, week out. Give them something they deserve, as opposed to appealing to casuals who tune in once. They've already got a Netflix subscription anyway. They're already going to be watching. Why would you cater for them? Pay-per-view era, I completely understand, but
Yeah.
you're not going to gain any new viewers this way.
Yeah,
I
listen,
agree.
my main issue with this triple threat match is that the original plan wasn't to have Drew win the title, right? I think we can all agree with that. The only reason they put the title on Drew was because they knew Roman v. Cody wasn't the plan. They said, okay, let's put the belt on Drew here. We can do Drew v. Cody. That was definitely their plan for Mania, right? But because Jacob Fatu was feuding with Cody and Drew, quote unquote, probably took him out, they said, okay, let's do this for Mania, right? Let's do Drew v. Jacob v. Cody for Mania as a triple threat. It freshens things up. It's not just Drew v. Cody, which we've been seeing for the last 6 months. It puts Jacob in there, a young, up and coming guy, a guy who's basically about to break into the main event scene. This title win hopefully will, push him into the main event scene. They said, okay, we'll probably do that at Mania. My main problem with it is that not Jacob Fatu, I think he's the only saving grace about this whole match, is that I've seen Drew v. Cody to wrestle each other every month at this point since August, right? We've seen that happen. If you look at the last 4 WrestleMania main events, you've had Mania 41, you had Cody v. Cena, which was a first time match no one ever seen, right? The other triple threat was Roman Punk Seth. You never seen that before, so you're actually looking forward to see that.
Yeah, we've seen Cody versus Cena before.
And exactly, 2013, 15 years ago that no one cares about.
We've seen Stardust
And then
versus Stardust answer them
at
US
Mania,
title open challenges.
at Mania 40, it was Roman v. Cody for the second time, which made sense for the story. Perfect. And the other match was Rock and Roman against Cody Seth, a first time match. Cody v. Drew v. Jacob, fair enough, but Cody v. Drew seems like a match we've seen so many times. And like you guys have said, Carpe and Hazza, it feels like a match that could happen on Saturday night main event and no one will bat an eye. That's the only reason I'm so uninspired by this main event. And maybe they do sell it well. Maybe they do have angles at Chamber that actually get us invested in this match. But right now, the 2 main events I'm really uninspired by. It's an easy fix, man. Roman v. Drew and Cody v. Punk. Please just do that.
I would really like Roman v. Drew, and I'd like Drew to finally
I'd
get his
love
moment
that.
beating
And
Roman.
I'd love that so much. And Cody v. Punk is another story they've been telling for the last 2 years.
That's a banger as well, yeah.
I just don't get why this company are going in this uninspiring direction.
I would only have Jacob Fatu involved if it means Jacob Fatu's winning the belt, to be honest.
Definitely, yeah,
I
yeah.
want to see, if
think he
Jacob
will,
Fatu's
though.
in there, I want to see him win it.
He
I
has
want
to
to see
win it.
someone
Yeah.
new built, because that man is a star. He's got every single thing you want. He's got the look, he's got the promos, he's insane in the
Wrestling
ring,
ability
especially for a
as well.
guy of his size. The way that guy flies, he's fucking nuts.
Do you know what they need to do now? I mean, Cody and Jacob, and Cody kind of referenced it. He mentioned like Jacob's criminal past. I think you need to have both Drew and Cody just have a go at him for that. Like say, oh, you're not fit to be a champion. You don't deserve to represent this company, with your past. That's how you make Jacob a sympathetic figure that the crowd can get behind. So when he wins
Yeah.
at Mania, it's a huge moment. That's what I want to see personally for Jacob.
I hope he wins that Mania if he is in that
He,
Mania.
he comes from the hood and he wins the title. Yeah, we've already done that with Damian Priest, man. Give me a break.
Leave my demon alone, man.
Priest is
Like Damian
But,
Priest is good. I like Damian Priest.
what another complaint though I have about Roman Punk here is, bruv, did Roman not just fucking bury the world heavyweight title? Literally, he literally called it the B title. Like nobody wants that. Like the only he was wasn't it to
Drew
Seth?
called
He
him
was
out
like,
on it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like to Seth. The only reason they made that title was so that you'd have something because I'm the main guy. And now he's going after the world title. It doesn't make sense.
Didn't you say like I only go for that world championship as well? Like recently, so I only go for the
Well,
undisputed titles
the
and not
most the
the
most mind-boggling
world
thing
heavyweight.
about this is Survivor Series. They had Cody stare
Yeah.
down with Roman Reigns, and they had Punk and Roman shake hands. And now he wants to go after. I mean, he hasn't said it yet, but I'm assuming he wants to go after Punk. Which you have Drew right there, who you actually have beef with, right? They were building this Bloodline Hunter storyline last year. Pivot to that, have Roman with Drew as a storyline. Maybe have, let's say, Cody win the Chamber and Cody faces Punk. It's right there, and this company just always do the stupid things.
Do you
And
know? Do you know what's funny though? Do you not see Triple H? He's like, oh, we don't know when Roman's gonna show up to pick who he
yeah,
faces.
no, that was hilarious, man. And that's another issue with the two. Punk's gonna be there for a whole 6-7 weeks trying to sell the match on his own,
You
and
stop saying that, man.
Roman Roman will probably turn up for, let's say, 1-2 weeks, and try to build that match. So yeah, I don't think the book's
Do you
gonna
know
be.
what, Danny? Do you know what, Danny? This is literally. I don't think they're gonna do this, but we they need to do Cody, Drew, and Jacob get their situation resolved at the chamber, right?
It's too early for
Maybe
that.
they have maybe I know, but this is what I'm saying. Just do Roman Drew, just pivot to Roman Drew and pivot to Punk Cody. And then Jacob, it kind of leaves him a bit dirty, but I don't know, maybe Randy Jacob or something. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe Gunter Jacob, something like that. I know, but then again, I think Fatu will be fine. You know, if it
Remember, they've
means
still got to
us,
figure out who attacked Jacob as well. So
yeah, they could make something up. Like they could just pivot to make, instead of it being Cody or Drew, it's someone else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just want them to pivot. Just pivot to Roman Drew and Cody Punk. And that's how you say
If I was the
WrestleMania.
booker right now, I would do Roman Drew, Cody against CM Punk, Jacob Fatu against Randy Orton, who's revealed as the guy who attacked him, Braun Seth, and Oberbrock. Those would be my five
Yeah,
main matches that I would do.
that's
Bro,
solid.
do you
That
remember
sounds
that
solid to
that
me.
Cody Punk promo? I think it was like last January. It was so fucking good.
They do it
And then we
every year
didn't
before Royal
we
Rumble,
didn't get
except this
nothing
year. And
like
I'm
oh, it's
itching for
so
the Cody with
annoying,
Punk
man.
feud, man, and they're not gonna give you this.
why are you man surprised that the WWE can't follow through, man?
It's annoying. That's why
They haven't for the
flip
last
they flip
15
the match.
years.
Yeah, well, listen, the only thing that's going to save WrestleMania 42,
Trust me, bro.
unironically, is
I
the
know what he's
final
gonna
boss,
say.
bro. It's the final boss. You can all
Let him
hate on
cook,
him
let
and
him
all
cook,
you
let him
want,
cook.
but without The Rock, yeah, you all hate
Dwayne
this
ain't
product.
coming.
He
Dwayne
makes
ain't
it
coming.
watchable. He brings the viewers. He puts the butts in seats.
Dwayne is not coming. His ass ain't showing up to work. He can't be
Wait,
asked.
Fast
He's
and
not got
Furious
the
got
body
announced, man.
for it.
He's not coming back
Exactly.
for a while, bro.
He's recording another mid movie and not getting an Oscar.
Listen, man, whatever you say, Carpe is right. Remember WrestleMania 40? It was completely dead. Like the build wasn't great. Then The Rock came. The Rock made it special. The last really good Mania I can remember was 39, and I just want to say he was in charge. And I'm going to end the show there because Triple H so far, I think in his booking has been really dire.
Free Finn Balor.
And genuinely, we'll speak about Balor when you're not here. You need to turn up a bit more to get your privilege back for
I
impact
started this
wrestlers that
channel.
you like. You need to bring you need to get your privilege back. But jokes aside,
I'm a
boys.
special attraction.
Get well, son. Should have been in that Rumble as well, man.
Oh, he should have won it.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, that was
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a bit awkward with Saudi. I can't lie. Anyway, boys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, one last thing. One last thing. Chad Gable. I'm pissed off. I'm pissed
They
off about
butchered. They
that.
butchered him. They butchered
I
him.
like the El
pissed.
Grande Americano spot. I
No,
loved it.
no.
Must be.
Bro,
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really funny.
especially with there being 7 luchadors, they should have done what Hazza done in his video, where Chad Gable just comes in and clears them all out. Oh,
I thought El Grande was going to get eliminated, then Chad Gable would come out later.
Nah, you'd rather have both in the ring same time. I think that's a good visual.
No, as in El Grande, Chad Gable, El Grande.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, man, just what a bad show, man. First
Anyway,
PLE of the year, horrible.
It's a pain in the ass. Anyway, gents, thank you very much for coming on. This is Kayfabe Night. We have just reviewed the Royal Rumble. We've just reviewed the Royal Rumble. Ratings, guys. By the way, I'll get your ratings and then I'll close it off. Danny, were you rating it?
The whole show.
Yep.
4 out of 10.
Lennie,
Jesus. 6.5 because Soul Ruka is she's good, man.
Umair,
I'm gonna give it a 6 purely because of AJ Styles and Gunther.
Carpe.
I'm also going to give it a 6. The only reason I'm giving it a 6 because I enjoyed seeing Sofian's tears in the chat.
Shout out
Listen,
Sophia,
if you
man.
don't listen, if you don't enjoy seeing Sofian's tears anyway, then you're pretty mashed.
He had a bad day
Um,
as well. West Ham bottled it last minute.
oh yeah, that was horrid. Yeah, me personally, not like anyone asked. I'm gonna give it a 5. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna give it a 4. Um, the
That's
Royal
it.
Rumble should be based on the Royal Rumble matches, and 1 point goes to the winner. 1 point goes to the winner of each. 1 point goes to the Stars match being really good, and 1 goes to Solruka. But yeah, gents, that is the Royal Rumble review episode. This has been Kayfabe and Out, brought to you by Mission Podcast. Hopefully, we will have a review episode coming out soon of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown coming up. And, there are many releases that are due to come in as well. So we'll probably have a chat about that, particularly with the contracts coming up. And then potentially a AJ Styles type of episode where we speak about the man's great achievements, his best matches, etc. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, thank you very much for tuning in. You can subscribe to our TikTok, mainly our TikTok, to be honest. Instagram Reels is pretty much dead nowadays. Like, I use that for memes. I don't use it to watch Mission Podcast videos. Sorry, boys. But irrespective of that, that is Mission Podcast, Kayfabe and out. See you guys later.